again, timeline. Bill Kristol, earlier this week, said, quote, somebody told me that General Petraeus on the Hill that day, September the 14th, Director Petraeus, I should say, said privately to one of the members of Congress, this is what happened in Benghazi. Do you want the official line or do you want the real truth? So on September 14th, according to Kristol, Petraeus said to a member of Congress, you want the official line, you want the truth. If Petraeus had told congressmen on September 14th the truth, everybody would have run to the microphones and said the CIA just said that it was a terror attack. You don't think they would have? Of course they would have. We're in the middle of a campaign. If Petraeus had told them that he didn't, he followed the official line. He told them that it was a video. At the time the video was first mentioned as an excuse, it had 200 views on YouTube. That was back in June sometime. Now, why didn't Petraeus object to Al-Qaeda being left out of the talking points? Because there's another bombshell that's happened here. And it comes from Peter King. Here it is this morning in Washington. King spoke to reporters about the closed-door hearing in which Petraeus testified.
He said it went through a long process involving many agencies, including the Department of Justice, including the State Department, and no one knows yet exactly who came up with the final version of the talking points, other than to say the original talking points prepared by the CIA were different from the ones that were finally put out.
Now, let me translate this for you. Peter King comes out of this hearing. He says that Petraeus told them that the CIA talking points meant for Susan Rice's September 16th TV appearances originally contained the information that there was evidence Al-Qaeda elements were involved in the attack. These talking points were then altered through an interagency process and they were removed. The Al-Qaeda element of the talking points, when you hear talking points, that's the stuff given to Rice and every other regime spokesman. The original talking points that were prepared for Rice, this is a key. The talking point, no, she never got them. The talking points that were prepared for her said it was Al-Qaeda, said it was a terrorist attack. Sometime between September 14th and September 16th, somebody took the Al-Qaeda element out and put the video in. This is why Greta is scratching her head. Because Petraeus is saying, I said it was terrorism from the get-go. Well, if you did, then why did Susan Rice go out 2 days later and say it was the video? That's why we need a select committee on this. Because this is now all over the ballpark. I mean, this is a bombshell, folks, that the original talking points for Susan Rice to take out there. Look, this goes back to Obama. He admitted the other day in his press conference. He said the White House sent her out. Sent her out with the best intel we had at the time. No, it wasn't the best intel. The best intel we had at the time was that it was Al-Qaeda. But that was removed. That element was removed. The original talking points were much more specific about Al-Qaeda involvement. And yet the final talking points just said indications of extremists. It said indicate, even though there was clearly evidence at the CIA that there was Al-Qaeda involvement. And we now know that because that's what Petraeus said today. David Petraeus publicly, September 14th, said it was spontaneous combustion protests brought about by a video. Today, David Petraeus said that that was part of the original talking points that Susan Rice was going to take to television. Sometime between September 14th and 16th, they took the Al-Qaeda stuff out. And from September 14th on, it was the video. All the while, Petraeus knew it wasn't, but he didn't say anything. He knew that the talking points had been altered. That's what the bombshell today is. And what we still don't know is who came up with the idea to use this video, who found that video, who took that idea to either Obama or the CIA or the FBI. Somebody said, we're going to cover this up, and I've got the perfect vehicle, this video. I could be redundant. I could repeat this timeline. I feel like I should because I'm not sure people get this. I'm not sure people get anything anymore, to tell you the truth, but this is bombshell stuff. The original talking points for Susan Rice, she was going to be sent out there to say it was Al-Qaeda, and somebody stopped it, changed it, took that out, sent her out there with the story of the video. Petraeus knew it was never a video. From the first day, he admits that today. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, my gosh, Russia, if we can't count on Petraeus, who can we count on? Exactly. When asked by a reporter if Petraeus knew why the talking points were changed, King said, they just said it goes through a process, an interagency process. And when they came back, it had been taken out. So what we're going to believe is the original talking points, the explanation for what happened, Al-Qaeda, terror attack, Benghazi. Then they send that stuff to all the different agencies, Department of Justice, Department of State. Hell, they probably sent to FEMA for all we know. And it comes back, and Al-Qaeda is taken out when it gets back. So somewhere in this circuitous route, where all these agencies get sign off on it, it gets taken out somewhere. And when time she hits TV on September 16th, it's the video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we now know that in their final format, the talking points in question focused exclusively on the false idea that the 9/11 anniversary attack was motivated by a video. That is a false claim, and that was the final format of the talking points. Here's more from